Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I love that music that plays with that little countdown, and the video that it did is it goes so well together. Nice colors, and it's just kind of soothing. So I enjoy playing that at the beginning. A little bit of something to start it off. Hey Melanie, well, nice to see you. Oh, today has been a little bit better than the other day, thankfully. Yeah, the problem with that is just a 59-second countdown. I don't know, there's like no music. I'd have to go looking for different, oh, that's supposed to start that. It helps if I start the timer. I set it for 10 minutes and then I forgot to start it. Okay, start. There we go. I would have to actually look for a timer with something like that. And I usually just stick with the plain old thing. It's easier to handle. Yeah, long time no talk. You're right. They are. Oh, cool. Wait a minute. No, they're not. They're going. Oh, yeah, they're going down. You're right. Because they were going the opposite last time. And it was really crazy because it was backwards. Cool. I'm glad. Maybe it was something I did, and I don't know. Or maybe something they did and they fixed it when everybody yelled. Oh no, it's coming out at the bottom. It isn't coming out at the top. Well, that makes it harder because I can't see the bottom one with the design down there. There's still maybe something I did, but I didn't have the time or the thought. I forgot about it to even ask them if they did something or if there's something I can do to fix it. Like, I don't know of any. I don't know of any. Like, I don't see anything, like usually, like, if you see three dots, you can change things, or I don't see anything that gives me a way of changing anything. Let me say. That's three dots, but I think that's just edit name or change avatar. That doesn't help. That doesn't work. Wait a minute. Settings. Oh, this is something. Doesn't see. I found the settings thing, but it's not video, audio, input, resolution, output. No, I don't see anything that allows me to change it. Bottom to the top, right? Yeah. Those are the new ones come up at the bottom. There's a little banner in front of it. Yeah. Now we made it that way for a reason, because it was open at the top before. Now it's backwards. So I have to, in order to see that, if they're moving too fast, I have to use the piece on the side so I can at least see them. But I guess it messes you guys up because, I don't know, do you get to see both on the screen? I mean, if you get to see both, you can also use the one trying to. Okay, yeah, it does. It does have the side one, so you could see it. You just wouldn't be able to see anything from Twitch on that side one. What that one on screen does is give you guys the opportunity to talk if I have both. Though I rarely have somebody from Twitch. I mean, it happens occasionally, but rarely do I have anybody from Twitch. In fact, I'm actually going down where it says how many people you have to have a minimum of 3 people at all time. And I was at like 2.3 forever. Then it went to 2.8, and now it's like zero point 0.8. I'm like, eh, I think it means Twitch people. So I'm not getting many Twitch people. So, it doesn't matter how many people I have from YouTube, they're counting Twitch people. So, all right, so it's going to have to be all right at this point. There's not much I can do about it. I mean, we're supposed to be here to write anyhow, so this is just, for you guys to chat if you want to chat. And you just have to, have to deal with it for now. Because the only way to take that off is take the whole overlay off. And if it's not something that's permanent, I would hate to, have Funky change it, only to find out it was something that I did. But I'm not going to be able to do anything until maybe like on the weekend when I'm not have to get up early the next morning to deal with somebody. Basically, I have been reading different types of romance books, trying to see, the different types that are out there. So, for my research, I have a short, not an outline, but like a bullet list of possibilities for the beginning of the story. And I'm still trying to come up with a title. And, I'm not really sure where exactly I want to go with it. And, I did like maybe a page, and I don't know if it needs a prologue, and there's a lot of things I need to really think about. So, are you into paranormal romance at all? The Mercy Thompson series is pretty good, from what I remember. I forget the author name though. Yes, I do like paranormal romance. I was reading those types when I stopped reading just plain romance, because it was the happily ever after thing was really getting to me. And my therapist told me to stop reading it because all I was doing is making my depression worse. Because, we all know that chances are there's not going to be a happily ever after. Some people luck out, but most of us don't have a happily ever after. And they told me I was just making myself more depressed and I should just stay away from them. But if they had something else to them, like it was a mystery or, paranormal leanings or stuff like that, it was a little bit different because it wasn't just a pure romance story. So, yeah, I do. Uh, Werewolf, urban fantasy, romance. Yeah, I don't know. I'm more into ghosts or maybe vampires. I'm not really big on werewolves for some reason. Werewolves, however you say that. The plural, wolves, werewolves, werewolves. So, yeah. So, we're getting ready to start our first stream. I mean, our first sprint. I get the stupid words mixed up every time. and I need to kind of finish reading and kind of lay out my story. I don't know what I'm going to do first. I think I'm in a good part in the book, so I may continue reading for now. It's the one that sparked your interest in writing novels. Really? Or you're talking about something else? Oh, wait a minute. The Black Dagger Brotherhood is an amazing vampire series. I have to be in a certain mood, though, really, to. I love horror and stuff like that, but I have to be in a certain mood. I don't know if everybody's like that or not. This thing's gonna go off on me. Black Dagger. All right. So it's time to start our first sprint of the night. We'll reset it to 20 minutes. All right. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. All right. Time for the first sprint. 20 minutes. See you then. All right, I restarted it. I spent the time trying to find anything that would explain what's going on, but I can't find anything. And I don't want to contact them in the middle of this because that would be a mess. So I'll just have to wait. Um, I can't find any way of changing it at all. And like I said, I don't know if it's something I did or they did because they changed some things. And so I looked in their newest thing, and it talks about using OBS and the OBS Streamlab, and that stuff I'm not using. I'm just using their plain old Restream thing. So, uh, but I see you got the dishes done. And yeah, it does make sense. Because once you get tired, you're not going to want to do dishes. I did read one page though and took some notes, which is always a good thing. And with all the rain you're getting, are you being hit by the nor'easter? Maybe that's what it is. I know we're getting an awful lot of rain. And we had last night, no, not last night. Was it last night? Yeah, last night, really bad thunderstorms. The heavy thunder, the loud thunder, and the lightning all night long. But it's like raining off and on all day. But I heard somebody mention a nor'easter, so it's possible we are getting, the way they talk, like we're getting the tail end of it, we're not getting full hit by it, but the tail end. So, luckily I didn't have to go out. And tomorrow they're redoing our hallways, which means, and she may not be able to get in. The nurse is supposed to come tomorrow, and like you can't walk on certain areas for so much time after they lay it. So depending on where they're at when she gets here, she may not be able to come in. So that's on her. She made the appointment. I forgot about it. She called me when I was asleep, woke me up to ask if she could come tomorrow. And I completely forgot about the fact that the floor may be, in that area. If they're laying in that area, they're not going to let her in or me out. So it works both ways there. They have to redo the door frame for each door, and then they have to do the middle floor. And it looks like, from what I can see, it looks like boxes of tile. So we got this carpet right now, really nasty looking carpet, and it looks like boxes of tile sitting out there. So, and you can't walk on it for 15 minutes after it's laid. You can't walk or lay anything on it, or walk a walker on it. Can't do anything on it for 15 minutes after it's laid. So I don't know how all that's going to work, but tomorrow's our day. Lucky us. Plus they pound all day long, and I was trying to nap, and all I could hear is all this banging. And it's going to be just as loud tomorrow because it's going to be on my floor. That's today. It was on the floor above me. Maybe it won't be as loud on the same floor. I don't know. Yeah, I hate when, it's nice that they want to make things look better, but it really does cause a lot of problems. Because I heard people down there complaining because they're like, well, I got doctor's appointments. I need to be able to get in and out, and you're shutting down my floor to do this for, a certain amount of time, but they can't give us a set time. So it's not like we can say, okay, I know for sure I can get in and out a certain time. We have no idea when it's going to happen. So I hate when they do that. I remember when we were getting our driveway repaved with some sidewalk put in around my childhood home. I had to take our puppy outside, and the one worker glared at me Because while I was able to step over the cement, she was too small still. I was like, I'm not letting her pee in the house. Oh boy, that must have been interesting. We got a lot of people in here with animals too. So I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully it won't cause a problem and the nurse won't get here. And you know, I'm like, if she calls and says I can't get up, I'm like, I'm sorry. Nothing I can do about it. And if she asks me why I didn't tell her, I'm gonna say, well, you woke me up. I was asleep. I can't remember everything. I can't remember everything when I'm awake. But you woke me up from a sound sleep to ask me if you could come. I forgot tomorrow is the day they were coming to my floor. Sorry. We'll see how it happens. I got the aide coming too. I mean, she'll get here probably before they start. She may have trouble getting out. So I don't know what's going to happen there either. But she knows. I told her. So we'll see what happens. See what happens. Now, I don't, according to the counter, we got 5 people, but I don't know that I've seen 5 people. The only people I remember seeing is Melanie. I don't remember seeing anybody else. Or did I miss somebody and not realize it? I'm not sure. It's going to be weird though, because I'm used to the carpet being out there and like having a tile might be noisier. I think I'm the only one chatting. We usually have a few lurkers. Yeah, that's got to be what it is because I don't remember seeing anybody in between. Pop in and saying. I know Jen's working overtime tonight, so she's may or may not be here depending on work. She's working. Oh, it just dropped too. It's really weird. It's hard to say. That's the only thing I hate is you can't go by the counter because it'll say a bunch of people there and they may have just popped in and and then popped back out again. But sometimes I'll do that too. I'll pop in and then I'll listen for a little bit and then I'll if it doesn't interest me, I'll end up leaving. It's almost time for our next sprint. Dee Dee's here. Chat wouldn't send you messages. Oh, others may be having the same issue. Okay, I see you now. I think that one went through. Yeah, I did see you. I didn't think about that because I was saying there's like people there, but the only person I see chatting is Melanie. And for there to be that many lurkers, it's a little strange to have that many lurkers usually. Yeah, it's one or two, but everybody's lurking. Melanie said I keep getting disconnected from several live stream chats throughout the day. Must be a YouTube thing. Sometimes I'll get a message across the top, unable to connect with one or two of your platforms. Right. There's nothing I can do then. That's on their end. They're having a problem if they post that. That Melanie got through right away, and she's at least I guess we got all of her messages. Dee Dee says, yeah, I'm thinking it kept looking like mine was posting, but they weren't popping up on your feed screen. Hold on. I have to set this for the next stream, the next sprint. I mean, wrong word every time. All right, I'm going to start it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Then it could be restream because I'm still having an issue with them coming up the wrong way. They're backwards, and I don't know why. Oh well. This is our second sprint, so I will see you guys in 20 minutes. Unless, of course, Restream decides to do something weird again. Well, I'm glad you like my layout. Thank you. Funky does them for me. All right, I'm going to mute myself. All right. I think that was the second one. And let's see. I read, I'm still reading a romance novel. Definitely different from Kennedy Fox. Um, I'm not sure style wise. I have a feeling I'm more Kennedy Fox than I am this particular writer, but we'll see. And he says, I'm going to hang around until the next sprint and go lay down. I'm starting to get sleepy already. And she did read a couple more pages and had a snack. Cool. Very good. Dee Dee got around 200 words. That's great. I'm still trying to figure out how I want my first story, if I get up the nerve to write it, to go. It's kind of based on a story it happened in my life, although I didn't get my happily ever after. But that doesn't mean I can't write it as a happily ever after. It's kind of a cool story. So Melanie says, nice, Dee Dee. This is a very quiet night. Very quiet. Either everybody's done writing and set up and ready to go for NANO and taking a few days off before starting, or or what. Dee Dee says, I feel like writing is the place to make the story the way you want it. Well, that's what I figure. Just because I didn't get a happily ever after doesn't mean it's not a good story or a plot line. So I'm thinking about it. I'm just trying to figure out how I want it to go. And I don't know a whole lot about the different types of romance stories, which I need to do more research on that. I mean, nowadays you can have romance between all kinds of creatures and humans, and back when I used to read them as a kid, they were just simple little, very laid back. For sure, you didn't have any real sex in them other than a few kisses and a little innuendo that maybe they had sex after they got married, kind of thing. I mean, that's what I got back, to figure I'm a lot older. So for these, I have to really really research, because I don't know what today's romance is, but I'm getting a definite education. Melanie says, double checks that her alarms are set for the morning. Good idea. Sometimes even when I do that, they still don't go off. It's my use of my cell phone, so I'm not sure what happens sometimes. Melanie says, yep, I'm good to go. Dee Dee says it's always good to always have to double check, Melanie. Yeah, after being woken up by the police because my alarm didn't go off and I overslept and I didn't even hear the phone ringing, I still don't know what happened that day. I thought it was on, but that was just before my hearing went from all that wax, and maybe that was the problem. I just didn't hear it because I wear a BiPAP machine too, and that makes noise. So between all of that happening, it might have been just enough that I didn't hear anything. So they called the cops and had to come out and make sure I was okay, because I had just gotten out of the hospital. So they were afraid something had happened to me. And I always get up early and make sure the door is unlocked so so when she gets here, she could just come in. I'm awake at the time. I don't leave my door unlocked at night, but when I get up in the morning, I unlock it so she can just come in. I don't know. At least someone called, I guess. It's good and bad. I mean, yeah, I'm bad that somebody cared enough to call, but being woken up by the cops and asked if you're okay, not exactly the way I want to go again, if I can help it. They're like, "Are you sure you don't need an ambulance, ma'am?" I'm like, "I just overslept. I didn't hear the alarm. I don't know why. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me." Yeah, as they're standing there at the door looking at me like, "Are you sure?" Like, what do I have to say to get you guys out of here? So I don't want to do that again. Hi, gibberish. How are you doing? No, it's not a pleasant way to wake up for sure. Definitely not. What happened to me last week? If you mean Saturday, it was the Worldwide Write-a-thon, and I said I wasn't having a sprint because I was co-hosting on another channel. Other than that, nothing happened. I'm pretty sure I had both my sprints. I just didn't have Saturdays. Oh, that's weird. That was really slow before that changed. This thing is really, I don't know if it's me or it. Strange. It's acting weird. Yeah, but you know what? The write-a-thon, the only thing I did was co-host. I didn't go to any of them. And normally after you co-host, you get, a bunch of new people, followers. One person followed me after that. Because that's one of the things about co-hosting is you can get more followers. One. I only got one. So I went through a lot of trouble, and I was with people didn't really know, and you know it didn't get me any more followers or anything like that, and I was having a hard time staying awake, which wasn't helping me. It's like every time we went on a sprint, it's like, oh, I can close my eyes and just listen for the timer to go off, because it was like I can't stay awake. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't want to fall asleep, and I've done that before, falling asleep on camera. So let's see. Courtney. I see a hi, Courtney. Oh, there she is. Okay, hi, Courtney. This thing is acting really weird tonight. Gibber says, yes, I'm reading. At least I'll try. I'm not really in the mood to do anything. I get you on that one. Well, you only have less than 50 minutes left, so. In a minute, we'll start the next sprint, which I think is the third one. Katie says maybe someday you, Jen, and Funky can host one. Well, we'd have to do that on mine like we've been doing. Can't do it on the Worldwide Write-a-thon. That's something all set up by Jessica Williamson and Samantha. Forgot her last name. That's their thing. There were so many people. That's what a lot of people said. There's just so many people that can't get anything done. People are asking questions in the comments and they're not getting answers. Well, there's too many people. Oh, time to start the next sprint. All right. Setting it for 20 minutes. This will be our third one. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Melanie. Thanks for stopping in and hope to see you soon. I've still been productive though. I forced myself to get some things done. Well, that's good. You got something done. That's better than nothing, right? It's, and even if not, like I said, sometimes just getting out and getting some company and chatting with somebody for a little while helps. So have a good night, pleasant dreams, and I will see you later. I'm going to go back to my reading because I'm not really doing a lot of writing right now, not even on my blog, and I'm just not in the mood to write. So I will see you in 19 minutes. All right. So we got 5 minutes before the next one's. That'll be our last sprint. Hi, Greg. Nice to see you. I am still reading romance, but it's not the same as Kennedy Fox's. I really became hooked on them, and I like their writing. I mean, this story's okay, but it's not the same. Excuse me. And so I'm leaning more towards their style if I decide to go ahead and switch to writing romance. So we'll see. Everybody's saying hi to Greg. Jippers read a chapter. TV mostly made food, did a bit of research. Yeah, only 5 minutes because I'm going to only be able to set a 15-minute timer for the last sprint. Remember, this is a short night. It ends at 11, so my time. So you came very, very late, unfortunately. You're only going to get the very last of it. And there's Misty K. Hi. Yeah, I think I may have to try Kennedy Fox. She says it's very detailed. I mean, there's a lot of sex in the book. So if you like that kind of stuff, then that's great. Um, I highly recommend them. And they're very good at grabbing you in and getting you hooked for the next story. They know how to make that hook, to grab you. It's like, oh God, I'm sitting there in the middle of the night in the hospital on my phone ordering the next book in the series. So I enjoyed them very much. Oh shoot. I didn't How many minutes do we have left? Or didn't I start it? I messed it up. Hold on. Can't even see the timer. Oh, we got 2 minutes left. All right. Greg said, yesterday YouTube gave me a community tab on my Greg Inc. channel. I don't know what criteria they have to grant that. Not sure what I will do with it. I don't know. I never even looked to see what I have on mine, to tell you the truth. I don't even know what it means. I know I've heard people talk about community tabs, but I don't know what they're for. Can't help you there. uh, yeah, so unfortunately, the last sprint's going to be just 15 minutes. Which Kennedy Fox should you read? I want to start reading some romance and don't know where to start. Some romance and don't know where to start. The first one I didn't like. It was just a novella and I didn't like it. The very first one they wrote, their number one book, is called This Is War. And it's a 6-part series, 3 duets. So there's 2 for this person, 2 for this person, and 2 for this person. Well, it's a couple. But they weave them all together, and they weave them nicely, and it makes you want to read on. So it's 6 books total. The first one is This Is War, and it's the very first book they read. And then on their website, they had a bonus where you could read, after you finish, you could read their 15th wedding anniversary bonus. It was shorter, not a full book, but they went later on in their lives, all 3 of the couples, and wrote this anniversary for their 5th anniversary of writing that book, and that was their first one. So I would say start there. I really enjoyed it. And then a lot of those people are in other books, but that was their first one, and I really did enjoy it. Okay. All right. Timer off. reset it. 15 minutes. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. The ranch, I think, I'm not positive all of the ranch ones are related. There's the Bishop boys that are related to one of the girls in the very first one that I'm telling you about, the one I read, which happened to be the first one they wrote. And I would definitely start there. And it was good. I enjoyed it immensely. The first book I read of theirs, I didn't, and I couldn't understand why everybody liked them so much. It just happened to be one that didn't, it was super short and it just didn't really, catch me. But I got hooked when I read the second book. And the first one, their first book of the series is usually free. They get you on the others because you got to buy the rest of them. But they are very good, and they know how to definitely catch you, and they know where to place the hooks. They're very good. So the ones with the cowboys, I think a lot of their stories are related in somehow. It's just depends on whether they're all one big thing or there's just certain groups that are linked together, certain ones. But this one, like I said, it has 3 duets. So you get 2 books for one couple, 2 books for the next, and 2 books for the next. And that was their first one. This is War. I think it's This is War, then followed by This is Love. It'll tell you. You can see the order. I'm sure their website even tells you what, one order they're in and whatever. Yeah, well, that's what I did. If I stopped at the first one because I hated it, I really didn't like it, I would never have gone any further. And I kept saying, why do they have such a great reputation? This is a horrible book, I thought. But then I had the other one. It was free, and I read it. And I'm like, oh, wow. It was a long book, and it was very, caught my interest. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you have to read them in any. I mean, to me, I like to read my series in order. I don't like to just read out of order. I really prefer to read them in order. They write a lot of enemies to lovers, definitely. But they combine them. There's a lot of roommate ones. So, like, you might have an enemy to lover combined with a roommate one. Like both of those are in there. And they do offer a lot of free ones. So that'll just enough to get you hooked. And then, of course, you'll end up buying the rest of them to finish it. The only one I didn't buy was the one after the first book because I was not satisfied with that book. So I didn't buy the next one. Will I go back? Maybe. But right now I have no desire to read the other one. It was a novella anyhow. It was really short. It was over quickly. Like, I could read it in no time, sure, because I'm a fast reader. And I'm like, the heck? And they offer free books all the time. So, But their very first one is This is War. And then they just had their 5-year anniversary. So that was neat. I got the little bonus, and I'm like, yay, I just finished reading this one. It worked out. The one I'm reading now, I don't know who wrote it, but it's not as interesting at all. I mean, there's sex in it and all, but there's not the same. They're not the same as Kennedy Fox. And you can't tell which one of them's writing. I have no idea when they switch writers. I have no idea. They write very well together. We're almost done. We got 10 minutes. So if you guys want to write something for 10 minutes, you can. I'm just reading, researching. All right. That was our fourth and final sprint. Did a little bit of reading, a little bit of Instagram. Hmm. So 6 o'clock comes awful early, unfortunately. It's nice to have an aide, but having to get up this darn early is too much. Dee Dee said I did more research. Gonna keep working after the stream. At least I'm doing something. Good job. That's great. Yeah, I have, unfortunately, have got to go to bed. Because the morning will be here way too soon. By the time I get in bed and asleep, that takes sometimes close to an hour. I'll have from 12 to 6, and that's it. Not much sleep. Hi, Barrett. Nice to see you. We're on our last couple minutes of this one. Greg says I got carried away listening to music. Oh well, it happens. And this one is over with in 4 minutes. It's almost 11. Here, where I'm at, anyhow. Send you a virtual hug and a like. Well, thank you. Thank you, Barrett. So nice. I'm doing a lot of research to see whether I want to switch to romance stories. I'm having a lot of fun, if nothing else. I'm enjoying reading them. I haven't read in a long time, so this has been a real eye opener and getting me back into reading again. Oh, you're welcome, Mr. Kate. I'm sorry you couldn't make it, but sometimes things happen. Don't worry about it. Um, Tomorrow probably will be on Charlie's. I think. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I think so. I'll send them a request for a link, and if I'm awake, I'll show up. Sometimes I'm so tired that by the time I get there, I'm falling asleep before we even get started. It's like I might as well just sign off now because during the middle of the thing, I'll hear Tessa, maybe you ought to go to sleep. It's like, okay. Depends on how I feel tomorrow. But I plan on being there. Good night, everyone. Thank you all who came and those of you who stopped by. And have a good night, everyone. Yeah, I'm about to go get some rest for sure. All right, guys. End of the stream. And thank you all for coming. Good night, Gibberish. Dee Dee. Did I get everybody? Greg is Mystic Kate, Dee Dee, and Gibberish. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming.